Viva Las Vegas! That's right, NASCAR is headed to Sin City for the Pennzoil 400 this Sunday at approximately 3:30 p.m. Eastern. Held at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, obviously in Las Vegas, Nevada. This is a 1.5 mile long track, which runs very similar to that of Kansas Speedway. Las Vegas Motor Speedway inaugural race was held way back in March of 1998 when I was 11. And Mark Martin took home the crown in that first ever race at Sin City. There's been 28 races since then, with no driver starting outside the 25th spot. And over the last 10, only once has somebody started 13th or worse and won this race. Over those 10 races, there's been an average of 9 drivers per race to lead a lap, and an average of 20 lead changes per race. Checking out a few of the drivers to keep an eye on as we head into this weekend's race, we see Kyle Larson once again at the top of the betting board. And considering this dude's been a cheat code since last year, I don't understand why we're not betting everything on him every single week. Larson won last week's race at Fontana and actually won this spring race here last year. As a matter of fact, he also won at Kansas, Charlotte, and Texas, which are all comparable tracks when taking into account racing style. Larson has finished in the top 10 in 7 of the last 8 races at Las Vegas, with his worst finish being 12th, and has top 10'd in 4 of the last 5 at Kansas. Next driver on the list is somebody who performed really well at Auto Club Speedway this last weekend, and that's Joey Logano. Logano looked really good at Fontana, finishing 5th during the race, while also being one of the fastest cars all day. Logano, since 2016, has won this spring race at Las Vegas twice in 2019 and 2020, and has finished in the top 10 in 8 of the last 10 races here. But one thing to consider is that each of the last 3 times he's ran at Las Vegas have resulted in 9th place or worse finishes. Busch really struggled at Auto Club Speedway last weekend, being multiple laps down early on, not getting on the lead lap until pretty much the very end of the race, which surprisingly wound up resulting in a top 15 finish. Busch has been pretty good at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, his hometown track, but he's only won here once, and that was way back in 2009. He did place 3rd in both of the races here last year, and has top 5'd in 5 of the last 6 spring races at his home track. Keep an eye on his practice and qualifying speeds, however, as all the Toyota vehicles at Auto Club were running pretty slow comparatively to the rest of the field. Hopefully practice and qualifying isn't as chaotic as this last weekend in Fontana, and I'll catch you later in the week with my entire Pennzoil 400 betting card.